Good morning, everyone. I am back to do our cooking, and I have Dane. And Dane, what was the very first thing you did this morning to get ready?
Wash my hands.
Wash your hands. So, as promised, we're going to do 4 weeks of flour. So today's flour project is egg noodles. How many of you guys like noodles? You? Yep, we can do egg noodles with butter. We could do noodles and cheese. We could do chicken Alfredo. Yummy. Have you ever had beef stroganoff?
No.
What about chicken noodle soup? A favorite. So if you can make your own noodles, imagine everything that you could make with noodles, okay? So we're gonna learn how to make our own noodles today. All right, Dane, first things first, we need to mix our dry ingredients. So you saw the ingredients list posted. So we need 2 cups flour.
Yeah, those are dry. And butter's dry too.
Yep. So can we get in there and get a cup?
Okay.
There you go. Nice dig. Let's level that out and see how much you got. We need a little bit more. I'll use the small scoop so I can fill this whole thing up because we need 2 cups. Dane did a really good job getting most of it in there, but we need a little bit more.
Mom, that's enough.
That's enough. Okay, go ahead and add that to the bowl, Dane.
This?
Yep. Perfect. All right, now we need salt. And why do we need salt? What do you think salt does to anything?
Salt kind of like to sweeten nothing.
It actually makes it taste good. We have to add salt so it kind of plays off of our tongue and tastes good. So we only need a little bit though. This right here is a 1/4 teaspoon. That means it's 1/4 teaspoon. I only need 1/8. 1/8 is a half of 1/4. So I only need a half of this full. That's itsy bitsy tiny.
Hey, can I do it?
Why don't you go ahead and dump that in for me, son? Perfect. Okay.
It's right there.
Dane, can you use...
If you can't see it, it's right there.
It's right in there, so we can show them the bowl. See, it's all in here. Can you just mix that up with the fork a little bit, please? Yeah. Perfect. All right, we've got that part done. So the next thing that we are going to do is we need to whisk our eggs. Okay, so now we need our wet, it's called our wet ingredients. Our eggs, our butter, our milk. So we'll set that aside. So we need 2 eggs. Let me get my 2 eggs from the fridge.
I can crack them right. Crack them.
Yeah. Here's my eggs. So Dana's been practicing with eggs. So hard he knocked over the phone. All right, Dane, go ahead and crack that egg in there.
No, it's not breaking.
Oh, April Fools. I gave him my hard-boiled eggs. That's funny. No wonder he was having a hard time. All right. Let's try that again. Here's my normal eggs. Do you guys know what hard-boiled eggs are? Those are eggs that you cook in water, and then it cooks the inside. So that way, when you're ready to eat, you can just peel off the shell and you can just eat the egg. It's already cooked. That's why Dane couldn't crack it. All right, son, let's try again. 2 eggs, try again. Nice. There's 1. There's 2. Nicely done. All right, set that aside. This thing is called a whisk. A whisk helps incorporate air.
Like an egg yolk.
Yep. We would have just whisked up these.
There's my bowl.
Yeah. What do I say? I always hold the bowl so you don't go slopping it everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So see how it's all mixed together.
Yeah, it kind of looks like some yolk.
Kind of looks like an egg yolk. That's because it kind of is. All right, guys. Bring back
Wait,
our...
we're gonna dump in there.
We are. We're gonna...
Oh, I knew it.
We're gonna bring out our flour.
I read my mom's
He did.
mine.
So I like to make in my flour a little hole right in the center. Just make a little hole. And we're gonna add all of our wet ingredients into that little hole of our dry ingredients. Okay, Dane. So your turn first, my son. Go ahead and dump that egg mixture right in the middle. Nicely done. Now it kind of looks like a huge egg.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a big egg made out of flour.
Yeah, you want to see this? Look at that. It looks like a big egg made out of flour. We still have 2 more ingredients to add. We need butter and we need milk. So, hold on a second. Let's do our milk first. My milk in my milk jug. We only need a 1/3 cup. So I have my 1/3 cup right here. Dana, if you want to hold it, I'll pour. And then once that's full,
Stop.
go ahead and dump that in. All right, perfect. And now,
Kind of looked like egg and milk mixed together, and if you eat it, it'll taste yucky.
yeah, I wouldn't eat it quite yet. All right, we need 1 tablespoon of soft butter. I've already got my butter nice and soft. It's nice and soft. So just give that a nice pound on the bowl so that'll go in there. There you go. And if you need a little bit of help, if it doesn't come, you can use your fingers as long as they're clean.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So here is kind of the fun part. I'm going to let Dane stir this, and you guys are going to get to watch, okay? So Dane, you just use the fork, and we're going to try to stir this up. Now, remember what I told you. You always want to hold the bowl. Okay, so take your fork. You're making egg noodles. Now you're going to get to a part where the egg noodles are going to start to seem really doughy, and it gets kind of hard to turn it. Is it kind of hard to turn it?
Yeah.
All right. So now this is the part we get to use our hands. Food is so fun because you get to use your hands. So let's get this off of here like this. Whoop. Get in there with our hands, and you can kind of just squeeze it up like that.
Yeah.
And I want an actual dough to be made. Now, I don't know if any of you joined me for making bread, but do you remember if you overwork the flour, what happens? Do you remember? It gets really tough.
Dry.
It gets really tough, which can dry it out. You're right. All right. So I kind of have a dough. I want to show this to you guys. So I'm going to get a little bit of flour on my work surface because we don't want our bread to stick to the countertop.
Or maybe I'm down in a bowl.
Correct. So what we want to do is I just do a dusting of flour. So I just grab some flour. I dust it on my work surface.
Yeah, so it doesn't stick onto there. It just sticks on the flour.
Correct. All right. So now, doesn't quite look like egg noodles, does it?
Nah.
So let's do some kneading. If you guys remember how we kneaded when we did our bread, we kind of fold and push and fold and push and around we go. This is going to, if you made the bread, you're going to feel the big difference between this and the bread. This is a little bit firmer and tougher. Our bread was soft. But we actually have to keep doing this until our dough kind of feels smooth. And right now, it's not feeling very smooth to me yet.
Did the egg noodles have to go in the oven for a little bit?
Yeah. We're actually, what we like to do is once we get this down to a nice smooth consistency, good job, Dane, we are going to roll it out with a rolling pin.
Oh, there's mackerel again.
They can't see on the ground.
I know.
Yeah.
I just. Oh, hi, mackerel.
All right. I'm going to kind of push some of that aside.
I'll try. I'll push this just so my hand can get dirty.
Sure.
A little bit.
Sure. You do it a little bit. It's tough. isn't it?
Tough. Yeah, it's tough.
So what we
Tough
want
to do any. It's tough to do anything.
Yeah, it is. It is tough to do this. But you can just do this for a few minutes and you can start to see that it's starting to form my dough. It's not anything like our bread dough though, is it?
No.
Nope.
It's because there's not all the ingredients. There's not all the ingredients.
Yeah, there actually are all the ingredients. Isn't that crazy?
Wait, there's all the ingredients.
Yep, that's...
but the dough is not bread.
Right, it's not bread. A lot of the same ingredients though. So let's see. In our bread dough, we used sugar, yeast. Remember, we had to feed our yeast that sugar. And then we used water and flour and a little bit of salt. Yep. And in egg noodles, we use flour, salt, no yeast, because we don't want, the yeast makes it rise. If we added yeast to our noodle dough, our noodles would go and get big. We don't want that.
Yeah, it would be like a big noodle attack.
Yeah. A big noodle attack. Now they will plump up a little bit when you cook them in the liquid.
Yeah,
that's why
they'll pump up a little bit like noodles.
Yeah, they'll look just like noodles.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and the middle won't really have that big dough inside of it. It'll have a hole.
yeah. So once you get your noodles rolled out, you can see my hands are getting a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
Now,
my hands are really clean. Wait, I know that.
What is this?
You roll with it.
yeah, this is called a rolling pin. You may not have one of these. I just got one like for Christmas. What I used to always use before I had one of these is a simple can. So if you have like a can of like beets, you could use that. It takes a little bit more strength, but you can roll it like this to roll your dough out. So what we're gonna do,
Can I please do that?
sure, let me get it started. So what I do is my grandma used to do this. This gets loud. You gotta pound it down.
And make sure.
Uh-oh, we dropped you.
Oh no! And you almost fell behind the stove.
Yeah, you did. All right, so pound that. Dean, you wanna pound it a little bit?
Yeah.
Whoa! That's now the third time I've dropped you. Okay. Let's put this up here.
Or sometimes you can roll it.
That's exactly right, son. So we're gonna roll it out. Can you scoot back just a little bit because your feet are right there?
In the flour.
And look, you can start to see, uh-oh, my noodles are sticking to my rolling pin.
Yeah, because sometimes it sticks on there, but then you have to pull it out a little bit.
Well, that's where our flour comes in handy too. If you're finding that your dough is sticking like that,
Yeah.
just grab a little bit of your flour, sprinkle it on top, sprinkle it underneath, and start again.
Hey, can I do it?
So this takes a lot of strength.
Can I do it?
Yeah, try it, Dean. You're doing pretty awesome.
Oops, I have to go.
So we are going to keep rolling this because we only want this about an eighth of an inch thick. That's not an eighth of an inch thick. If you wanted to get a ruler out, you could really measure it. But I like to make my noodles just a little bit thinner. And what we're going to allow the noodles to do is rest, okay? We just want to rest because the flour needs time to just go, because it's kind of like your muscles. So imagine if you worked out and your muscles get really, really tight and they're starting to be sore. What did they always tell you to do? You need to rest in between your workouts. It allows your muscle to just relax a little bit.
Yeah, and calm down.
And calm down. And that's what we want our flour to do. We've been working it really hard by kneading it and rolling it and hitting it. Now we just want it to rest, okay? But we don't want our noodles to dry out. So what do you think we can do so our noodles don't dry out?
Add a little bit more flour.
No, the flour would dry it out. We could cover it with something.
Cover it.
There you go. So how about a towel, Dean?
Towel. Yeah.
Yep. We can just take a towel. I like to make mine just a little bit damp, so let me put some water on it.
A little tiny bit damp.
A little bit? Okay, not too damp.
Yeah, not too damp, because then it'll start to get dry.
Yeah. So now,
I didn't even know that.
we're just gonna tuck it in. Good night, flour.
Good night,
rest
flour.
for about
Rest.
for about an hour, 2 hours or so. Not any longer than 2 hours. And then when I come back after 2 hours, we're gonna continue to roll this super thin, and we're gonna go ahead and cook it. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right. So thanks for helping, Dame. Thank you for helping. Alrighty. And know that I miss you. Miss seeing all of you. I hope you're all doing well. Bye.